That's right. 15 minutes of no one bug me.
Quiet this place right down. All you gotta do is say audio.
I was gonna start singing, but
What?
Thank you for that.
yeah, I was gonna try to clear the room.
Quiet them down. Next room, clear them.
Yep.
All right. Call this meeting to order. We have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Trustee Brooks. There's a flag back here in the corner.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. First on the agenda this evening is public comment on agenda items. Is there anyone here who wishes to comment on the agenda items? I'll take that as a no. All right, we'll move on to the board agenda revisions and approval agenda. We have several. This is the problem. We put the agenda out so early, but Veronica was out. So we have actually 4 changes to the budget, to the agenda. First is we are striking the preschool wage and benefit agreement discussion. Unfortunately, our HR director needs to be here for that. She's not able to come. We are adding a resolution to call for the November election under both a discussion item and an action item to approve that. We're adding the approval for our high school principal to the action items for approval of certified staff. Are the bond people here? I mean, the band people here?
Yes.
Yep, there
Good.
it is.
Okay. So we'll leave that on there. And we are removing the budget report. The budget committee was not able to meet, so there is no report for that. So I think that's 4 revisions.
Yes.
I'll accept the motion to add those.
I move that we add or strike the 4 recently mentioned changes. Would you need them spelled out?
We should.
For record, I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will exceed that. I will not do the motion and allow you to do that motion, I guess, if you have it written down.
So I move that we remove the wage and benefit discussion as both a discussion item and action item. Add the bond resolution. We are adding Kimberly Irish to the list of approved hires, and we are removing the budget committee report. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
We moved and seconded for the make the exchange changes as noted. Roll call vote. Trustee Brooks,
Aye.
Trustee Davis,
Aye.
Trustee Simpson,
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. I will now accept no motion to approve the agenda as modified.
So moved.
Second.
Move second to accept the agenda as modified. Roll call vote. Trustee Tomlin,
Aye.
Trustee Simpson,
Aye.
Trustee Davis,
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The revised agenda is approved. Scheduled reports. Oh, wait, no, good news. Sorry, Rick. Jumped right over you there.
That's all right. I'm also taking notes tonight, so I got to make sure that I get these right. And
I was gonna say, I thought I was
Mrs.
taking
Brooks
notes.
is my backup, so we're between us. Hopefully, we have a full set of notes. All right, very good. Yes, we do have a couple of people out tonight, so filling in for our HR director, I wanted to introduce those who were able to come tonight, who are recommended and have been approved for hire, some of which are the certified staff that will later be on your agenda to approve. So if you're here tonight and I introduce you, please come forward. I'll have you stand kind of over here behind the board, and then they'll want to greet you once we're all finished. We have Michaela Price, a special education teacher. Is Michaela here? Great. It's the first time I'm meeting a lot of these folks. Good to see you. Caitlin Bell,
Just wait there.
instructional assistant at Tecumseh Acres. Liam Deland, middle school math and algebra teacher in 8th grade. Liam, good to see you again. Linda Green, French teacher, TMS, THS. I don't think that that's Linda's married name.
We're going by green.
Going by Green. Got it. Okay, very good. Former student athlete of mine. 2 or 3 years ago, I think is all. Tony Huff, Sutton, instructional assistant. Welcome, Tony. Sue Ann Dreyer, Tecumseh Acres instructional assistant. Bridget Clement, Tecumseh Acres building secretary. Congratulations and welcome. Michaela Barrett, Sutton instructional assistant. Holly Ingalls, Sutton reading coach. Emily Alderman, 5th grade teacher at the middle school. Madison Pelham, Herrick Park 3rd grade teacher. Talina Roberson at Tecumseh Acres. Aaron Adspaw at Sutton. Emily Watson, THS secretary. All right, lost my place. There we go. District school nurse Emily Wines is here. Welcome, welcome. Damian Gruber, TMS custodian, probably working. Kyle Matatosh, custodian. Did I hit that name okay? All right. Nicole Kinnick, who's a current employee but moving to our attendance secretary position. April Wright, TMS noon supervisor. And Kimberly Irish, Tecumseh High School principal. Welcome. Is there anybody in the audience that I didn't introduce that I should have? All right, let me see if I just passed you over.
Glasses.
Yes, Christine Grayer, special education teacher. No, I didn't call it on the first list, but it's here on my second list. Welcome.
Okay.
Yes, you still have a job. Very good. So some of our new employees for the upcoming school year. Welcome to everyone. Okay. Just file around there.
Mary, you want to start?
Fist bump or a high five or a handshake.
Hey, 40 back. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Doing it well. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We also have Barb Seidel in the back corner, who's just making a shift from the hallway into the inner office in the high school secretary role. So that'll be not a big change, but a different point of view for Barb. Thank you for coming tonight. Again, the certified staff, including the high school principal, will come up again under action for approval. So that is our slate of new employees so far. We do have, I think, 3 more positions that we're interviewing for, and we'll need in the next couple of weeks before school starts due to some late summer resignations from the district. So that's our good news.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, been a busy summer, obviously. I don't know what the number of hires is, but I think we shook hands with 8. So, and there's 4 or 5 not here. So thanks to you and your staff for all the hard work. All right, schedule reports. First is the board bond committee. Been busy. We've met, I think, twice since the last meeting. I have this flyer. This is the flyer we're going to be going with this time for informational purposes. The decision was made to go larger because we felt like the information that was needed needed to be here, but the last one was too tight. So I'll put this out for the board to see. We did have one small change in our catch line. We're going to our children, our future, safe, efficient, effective education. So obviously lots of information about what other districts in the area have done, cost to the taxpayers, how to vote, a lot about safety. Pretty excited about this. We have a final version that I'm not able to print out. You'll see on my markup some changes. Obviously, we can get that to you, but this is going to be ready to go and be printed for upcoming car show. Next week? Yeah, next week. So now we're starting to work on. We'll have a series of approximately 6 small informational postcards taking each one of these important subjects, and those will be mailed to the people. Working on the website. The structure of the website is done. We've seen that. Now we're populating with information, spending a lot of time gathering what the real savings is going to be with some real numbers going from multiple buildings to one. The first indication is that's a really big number, which we're trying to make sure we can actually, that's documented with real life facts, but there certainly are significant savings with that, and we'll be ready with all that. So that's where we're at on the board. We'll meet next week again, but things are moving along, and we're very excited about that. I'll leave this out if any of the board members want to look at it after the meeting. That's all. Tim or Mary, Rick, any other comment?
I think it looks great. I like the detail.
It's good. It's coming along.
All right, Board Facilities and Grounds Committee.
Okay, so we met on the 27th of July, covered a lot of agenda items. We talked about ongoing projects with the ESSER funds. So Kelly has completed 2 additional reports to hopefully get that final approval and disbursement moving so we can get started on some of the HVAC and boiler activity that we wanted to do for the schools. We talked a little bit about the solar. We talked about if solar was a good option or not. Still a concern from trustee more about what if a new technology comes along, and then also some discussion about if there's any update on public-private financing that was discussed last time we talked about that, as well as kind of the lock-in agreement on power rates and the low power rates that we already have. Again, the question is it financially a good move for us? So we need to, if we decide to restudy that after we see what happens with the bond, we can do that. Energy savings program. So we asked Mr. Hawkins if he had pushed forward with any more studies of that. Can we revisit some of them for more immediate changes? So we'll review it in the next committee meeting and hopefully have some information related to that. And then summer cleaning and projects update. Hopefully this is still true, ahead of schedule. Lots of things happening there. I think you all saw the new painting out here in the concourse. Looks very nice and is now our school colors. So that's exciting. And also there was a question about outside cleaning sources. Tom's investigated that, $3,000 per custodian per week. So that might actually be not budget friendly. But there are plans for all openings, either approved or hired, probably a little further along there as well. And then shared a lot in the director's report just about things he's working on related to making us heart safe schools, clocks and bells, an ongoing discussion that we have, and how to maybe make our staff a little bit more professional by wearing uniforms and some training. And then we talked a little bit about the old board office, potential buyers still interested, some discussion about historical credits. And then Mike gave us an update on the boilers. The pool roof inspection has been completed, waiting on the report. And then actually last week was the structural inspection. So hopefully we'll hear about the structural inspection in August. And that was it.
Well, obviously we are waiting for that bond, the boiler and the structure for the pool. Those are pretty important.
Yeah, so obviously the next meeting, the big thing are the pool inspections, which is something we've been worried about because those ceiling tiles hadn't been pulled down yet or reviewed. And then waiting patiently but excitedly about the ESSER funds being dispersed so that we can get going on those projects.
Any, I guess your other two committee members are not here tonight, Mr. Lewis, Mrs. Moore. So any other questions for Trustee Davis? Thank you. Sounds like you had a busy meeting and you're like got lots of things going. We appreciate that. All right. Next on the agenda, discussion items. First up is the band grant application. Rick, you want
Mr. McKinjack, our high school band director, will brief the board. Looks like he's got a handout.
Thanks.
I can pass them around. A rather peculiar requirement of this grant is that there is board approval for the application. Something that was just recently brought to our attention. So I've asked the board to consider the application tonight, and I've asked for it to be on as discussion and action so that they can move forward and meet the deadlines that they need to meet. So, Mr. McKincheck?
Yeah, I appreciate this time this evening. The Tecumseh bands have applied for a $8,000 arts and education grant from the Michigan Arts and Culture Council. The plan is to use these funds to host the Acropolis Reed Quintet for a 4-day residency with all of our band students, 5th through 12th grade, in April of this school year. During the residency, the Acropolis Quintet will spend time with all of our classes, 5 through 12, during the school day. During class presentations, they'll perform for our students, include some history about their ensemble and a description of their artistic careers. They'll be brainstorming with students basically how to perform chamber music, small group music, and they'll also be breaking out with coaching sessions for some of our students within each classroom. Each class will close with some time for the students to ask members questions and engage about other discussions about career paths in music as well. So we're very excited about this opportunity to bring them in. On the final residency day, Acropolis Quintet will give a free public recital featuring representative chamber ensembles from each grade and the quintet itself, of course. And as Mr. Hilderly alluded to, part of the grant application involves school board approval for that application and acceptance of the funds if the funds are awarded to us. It is a little interesting how we have to ask you to ask somebody else for money, but still we want to go through those processes. And then of course, should we not be awarded the grant, we plan on modifying the residency a little bit to stay within the budget of our band booster organization, but would love to answer any questions you may have about the grant itself, the application process, the residency, or any others that you may have.
Sounds pretty exciting. Sounds like it'd be a great opportunity for the kids and fun for you and writing a grant. That's always fun.
Always fun writing a grant.
so you've already applied?
So we have applied. Yes, the review process actually started last week. They did say in the application that we could have a post approval as part of it. It was a sort of, when is your board going to hear about this sort of thing.
Who is it? Who are these Acropolis Reed Quartet? Where are they from? I mean, are they?
They're from all over, actually. One of them in particular, sort of our connection is Matt Landry. He actually, we weren't necessarily at the same time, but met around the University of Michigan. He actually was a substitute for me during one of my paternal leaves of absence. And he's a founding member of this group. One of them is from the West Coast. They're all just fantastic musicians that clicked and formed this organization. It's not the first residency that they've done, but they're professionals. They work very much in the state of Michigan and surrounding areas, states as well. We know a good friend of ours who moved from the state of Michigan, is now teaching in Oregon, had a residency program like this, came very highly recommended. So this has been on Kelly's bucket list for a very long time. And so we're very excited to bring some professionals in and give their expertise to our kids.
Sounds great.
Any other questions? All right, thanks. We will take action later
Appreciate
in the
the time.
meeting. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. So each of you should have received the resolution for the November election. Um, uh, Again, we'll have a motion for this later, but is there any discussion on that or any questions on it? Or comments? Again, there'd be two proposals. One for 62 million, another one for around 26 million, but the full wording is available on the website if anybody in the public wants to see it. Any questions or concerns from the board? All right, then we'll move on. Move on to action items.
I hereby move to approve the 2022 through 2023 building handbooks as presented and ask for revisions to be submitted by the first regular Board of Education meeting in December.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, but I wanted to have there's a discussion, I guess in particular, how do we, if the board member wants something to be reviewed, should we just bring that to your attention?
Correct.
Okay.
And even if it's just for an explanation and more detail, send me those questions and we'll get them to the appropriate people to fill in the details.
I know that trustee Davis has sent an email. She has already, I'm assuming those are on your list already.
And the board has in its new policy language a very simple statement about seclusion and restraint that can be easily added to every handbook. It's only a paragraph long, so luckily it's brief and easy to understand.
Right. Until the last meeting, there was a question about dress code, and we're gonna put a group together, people together, along with our new
Right.
principal to address that.
As I advised the board, I believe that the dress code is a conversation that needs to take place with the administration, the students, the staff, and the parents. And that process takes a little bit longer to go through.
So we will probably no doubt educate students at the start of the year that whatever they see in their handbook, that they have a chance to become involved in that and make those decisions, and that it may stand as is or change, right?
Right. I believe that the proper approach, in my opinion, and that other high schools take, is to look at dress code as an employability skill, and that it is just simply part of preparing them for their own future.
I like that.
So Grand
That is-
Rapids, right, just did theirs, and that was a major component of their discussion, I think, was employability, so maybe they would be a good benchmark.
We want to look around and pick some things from what other places are doing, but it is a process that I think requires input from the major stakeholders.
I think that's great to involve students. I think that will get a better understanding and better buy-in, and
All right.
Lots of times students will be
Harder. Yeah.
I think so.
I want to say
I think
harder,
usually
but
when you
they'll
involve a
have really good
student, you'll get
insights
good
that maybe
input.
we hadn't thought of,
Yeah.
so.
We moved and seconded to approve the building handbooks as presented with revisions by December. Any other discussion? Roll call vote. Trustee Davis,
Aye.
trustee Simpson,
Aye.
trustee Tomlin,
Aye.
trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Handbooks are approved.
I hereby move to approve the 2022 through 2023 child care handbook.
Second.
We moved and seconded to approve the 2022-2023 child care handbook. Any discussion, questions, clarifications? Roll call vote. Trustee Simpson,
Aye.
trustee Davis,
Aye.
trustee Brooks,
Aye.
trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Handbook's approved.
I hereby move to approve the new 2022 through 2023 athletic ticket prices as presented.
Second.
Just a clarification, this is an item that we tabled at the last meeting. So we did change it to Tecumseh students are free with ID, and that was okay inside the SEC, correct? Okay.
Good.
Any other comments or clarifications?
Are we still using the electronic pass for
Yep.
these? Okay,
Electronic pay app is
okay,
still pretty universal.
all right.
But the price includes the fee this year, right?
Correct.
Price includes the fee, right?
Looks good.
Been moved and seconded to approve the athletic ticket prices as presented. Roll call vote, trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The ticket prices are approved.
I hereby move to approve the 2022 through 2023 district Chromebook policy and have them added to the building handbooks.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the district technology device Chromebook policy as presented. Any questions or comments, clarifications? Roll call vote, trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. District Chromebook policy is approved.
I hereby move to approve the 2022 through 2023 usage, facility usage fees as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the 2022-2023 facility usage fees. Any questions, comments, clarifications? Roll call vote. Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Usage fees approved.
I hereby move to approve the hire of the following certified teaching staff. Michaela Price, special education teacher. Liam Deland, 8th grade teacher. Linda,
Green.
is it Green? Is that where we're going with?
It's currently legally still in the way state is changing to green.
So we're going to say Green because I can't pronounce the other one. As the French teacher. Christine Grayer as special education teacher. Emily Alderman as 5th grade teacher. Madison Pelham as 3rd grade teacher. And Kimberly Irish as the Tecumseh High School principal.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the certified teaching staff as read. Any questions, comments, clarifications? Roll call vote. Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and again express our welcome to the Tecumseh community. We're really excited about all of you being here.
I hereby move to approve the band grant application.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the band grant application as presented earlier in the meeting. Roll call vote. Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Band grant application is approved.
I hereby move to approve the resolution calling for a school board election on November 8th as presented.
Correction. School bond.
Oh, you're right. Sorry about that.
Flip.
Hereby move to approve the resolution calling for a school bond election on November 8th. It's actually both, as presented.
Second.
Just go vote.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution calling for a school bond election on November 8th. Roll call vote. Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Thompson. Oh, sorry. Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. I apologize for the
Right
mistake.
ahead.
That's okay.
He's combining our names there.
Yeah.
I'm really rolling tonight. All right, good.
And
Then next thing on the
Yeah, go
agenda is the next on is the board administration part of the agenda. First on is consent agenda.
I hereby move to accept the minutes. I'm sorry, I hereby move to accept the consent agenda, including the minutes from the board's organizational meeting of July 18th, 2022, and minutes from the special board meeting of July 28th of 2022.
Second.
Thank you.
Been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Roll call vote. Trustee Brooks.
Aye.
Trustee Davis.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Trustee Tomlin.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Consent agenda is approved. Superintendent's report. Mr. Hilderly.
Yes, the agenda went out a week ago. We weren't sure if we would be done with the process of selecting a new high school principal, but we were able to make that happen. Very happy to have Kimberly Irish as the selected candidate. I love it when you're in a situation where both parties feel like they struck gold. I know that she's very excited to come here, has been a principal in Morenci for the middle school and high school for 9 years. Lots of education. How many years of teaching prior to that, Kim? 19 years of teaching. So a solid amount of experience, both as an instructor and a leader, and very fortunate. It's nice also that she's in county and has relationships with other building principals already. Understands Infinite Campus maybe to some degree, the student management system, but a lot to like. And I know that right now she's got a full load of tasks, removing from one district while really wanting to move into the new one. So we'll work with her and Morency on that transition, and just very excited to have that experience and knowledge and poise and know-how coming into this school year. So welcome. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I just want to comment, that we had a group of people who did the interviews. Mr. Lewis and I sat in on that. We had 3 teachers, administration, and a student. And I was really happy with the participation the student gave. And also when the candidates asked questions of our staff about the culture here, lots of great things were said. And I'm certain that the enthusiasm that the staff showed certainly leads to the enthusiasm that our new high school principal has. So thank you to everyone on the committee, and thank you to you, Mr. Hilderly, for getting this done in a quick, timely fashion. I mean, school starts in 2 weeks from Monday, I think.
3 weeks for kids, 2 weeks for staff.
Yeah. So everybody's been busy. Any other questions or comments from Mr. Hilderly? All right, item scheduled for next agenda. Certainly we'll have good news. We will discuss the preschool wage and benefit agreement. We will have reports on the bond, budget, and facilities committees that will all meet between then and between now and 2 weeks from now.
We have a curriculum one too.
You do have a curriculum as well? Okay.
And we'll have a budget.
Yeah, bond, budget, and facilities. All four committees will be meeting.
We'll also have an update on the quarterly strategic planning goals.
Oh, good.
Quarterly, yeah, that's August. strategic planning goals. Awesome. Anything else? I think that covers everything that I had written down. All right. We'll move to closing. Now is the time for public comment on any topic. Please remember that public comment should be held to 3 minutes. We have anybody here for public comment? Nope. We'll move on to board member comment and discussion. Anyone on the board?
I have one.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of going on a field trip last week, so I was in the middle school, and I want to compliment Tom and his staff. Man, the floors look great. Everything was looking spiffy. I love it when you come into school. There's just nothing better than waxed floor and the smell of a new school year. I don't know what it is, but I love it. It looked great. I also was pleasantly surprised on the road trip to Adrian College in Siena to have an air-conditioned bus. I couldn't believe it because it was super hot that day, right? And that was cool. And I do want to thank the staff from Tecumseh. Although it was a county field trip, most of the students were from Tecumseh. I appreciate Megan Way, our curriculum director, coming, Jennifer Gentry, and Jennifer Lefevre as well. So with the students, we're able to hear from both President Jeff Docking and Sister Peg, is it Albright? I'm not quite sure I have her last name correct.
I think it is.
The president of Siena Heights. And our students were, they were stellar for sure, but kudos.
Thanks, Mary.
So just commending you again for having a student in the interview panel. So my team attended a MySTEM meeting last week. That's the state government STEM initiative that's being put together. One of the major negative feedback items were that no students were invited to the event. So definitely, I think across the board in the state of Michigan, more and more administrators in that are expecting that students have a voice. And so just thank you to Mr. Hilderly for making sure that that's occurring within our school district.
I still, too, in our strategic plan would like to revisit that idea. I happened, when my
daughter was named a principal at another school district in another state, they had students do reports. And that reminded me that when we had our strategic planning meeting, we were thinking about inviting a student to be on the board. They wouldn't make decisions, but they would give reports and they would have input. And I would really like to start the school year out with a student from that. I think the young lady who was on the interview committee probably did an awesome job. And one thing that she did this summer that I think is very interesting, she's kind of wavering between event planning, marketing, and human resources. So we were fortunate enough to get her in with a former student, Erin Shook at University of Michigan, who had set up two different job shadows for her in those areas, and then ProMedica with Katie Fry. So she's advanced herself a little bit, and what a great opportunity for her, right? To see to see this in action. So that was cool, but I would like to move ahead. I hope that we can do that and have a student.
Yeah, I would second that. We've talked about it several times. We need to do that.
Yeah, now's the right time, right? The school year's starting, so, and this is part of the strategic plan,
We
so,
can take applications or something like
yeah,
that.
so I guess Greg is here, I think, someplace, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
oh, there's Aaron.
He moved over
And-
there.
Yeah, he's stuck over on us, and then Kim, something new on your many things to do, and certainly we'll task Mr. Hillbilly for making sure that happens.
So one of the other things to think about in this particular time frame, we've got a situation where very soon you're going to have new board members, and we've talked since we've been on the board about having an onboarding process. I highly recommend that we get that done before December.
All right, I will, let's take an action item for you and I to talk about what that needs to be, okay?
Okay,
Is that fair?
it's fine.
I think the MASB has some.
Yeah,
Tools
they've
related
got
to
some
that.
tools, but I think we need,
Your own too, you know?
I think we need some district specific, because we found that some of our things align with theirs and some are not so much aligned with theirs, so.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take that up, but I'm gonna need some help from you. I mean, you have lots of experience.
I
And anybody else who wants to sit down, I mean, anybody else wants to volunteer for more committees, let me know.
I'd like to help with that.
Okay.
I actually did have an orientation my first round on the board, so.
Okay,
so
I'll write you
feedback
down.
from that too. So.
All right. You know, the thing I say over and over again, and I'm not going to stop. I mean, you know, this board is working hard, and there's no doubt we went through a little rough stretch this summer, but I feel proud, and I've told all of you this, I feel proud of how we came through it. And I think the best news on coming out of it is that we've got what I think is a really great hire, and we've got some really great people that are coming on board here. So there's certainly some excitement built around this school. So thanks again to all the board members and to the staff. Anything else? All right. With that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We'll move the second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
I don't think we've ever been done.
Lewis and more are here. We just rattle right through it.